So, respected chairpersons, all the dignitaries, my friends, colleagues, and especially to Alok sir, actually who has been with us with a short notice. He has actually managed to do everything with a good show and good topics. So we'll discuss about repurposing metformin for COVID-19. Now we are having two parallel pandemics. One is COVID-19 and also diabetic is, we can consider it as a pandemic. And this collision between two global pandemics like COVID-19 and type 2 diabetes that led to a grim reality that type 2 is already the most common comorbidity among the COVID-19 patients. And if there is hypoglycemia in the COVID-19 patients, there will be worsening of prognosis. There will be determines the seriousness of the prognosis and also increases the mortality risk among those people. So why this hyperglycemia is a threat to COVID-19? That of course we know that when there is an acute increase in the glucose happens, that leads to increase in the inflammatory mediators, or that will be cytokine storms in the COVID-19. Again, this hyperglycemia induces this glycation of particularly glycosylation of ACE2 receptors, and we know that this coronavirus enters into the cell through these ACE2 receptors. Presence of high number of ACE2 receptors, presence of this aberrantly glycosylated ACE2 receptors, they makes easily, or it makes a favorable environment for particularly entry by this SARS-CoV-2 virus. That leads to this higher number of virus enters into the cell, and that leads to increased severity of the disease among the diabetic patients. So the troops in the front line in the war against enemies, there are soldiers, there are doctors. In the war against COVID-19, there are doctors. And in one against hyperglycemia with COVID-19, of course, metformin is the first line drug. So what evidences are with us, or what are the things we'll discuss now? Metformin in the extending care of type 2 diabetes continuum and beyond. It is safe and affordable and available. It is weight neutral. There is no risk of hypoglycemia. It is significant HbA1c reduction is there with improvement in the cardiovascular benefit. It is safe for use in the renal impairment also, and also it is effective beyond type 2 diabetes. And we know there are a lot of pleiotropic benefits of metformin are there, and we are using clinically also in several other diseases. So we will discuss properties of metformin, which is beneficial in COVID-19. This is a study, early and intensive glycemic control, most important in COVID-19. In this study, actually, metformin was compared with thiazolidines, DP4 inhibitors, and you see that this comparison of metformin and DP4 inhibitors over a period of 52 weeks, they have shown metformin is favorable even if than DP4 inhibitors. So this pool between two group difference, change in HbA1c and comparison of monotherapy, it has clearly shown that metformin, it's not in the COVID patients, it is a direct comparison with particular among, and we want to discuss the COVID part in the subsequent slides. So metformin is a fast-line therapy of type 2 diabetes, given its relatively safety and beneficial effects in HbA1c, weight and cardiovascular neutrality point of view. And on this basis of less evidence, result is a add-on to metformin was similar to those on monotherapies. So once we are discussing about the COVID-19 on diabetes mellitus with cytokine storm, so it is a vicious cycle because itself COVID-19 itself can cause cytokine storm, and we know diabetes and diabetes-induced complication, they also can lead to cytokine storm. There is excess release of interleukin-1 and interleukin-6, and that is one of the important factors which plays a critical role in particularly COVID-19 mortality and morbidity. So let us discuss what are the, in which way metformin is helping in COVID-19 patients. It has some anti-inflammatory properties. It has ability to improve host-directed response by inducing a AMP-activated protein kinase. It improves both adaptive and innate immune response, and also it has ability to reduce the expression of genes that encodes particularly chemokines and cytokines. And also, of course, it reduces inflammation by altering the gut microbiota. And if we'll discuss about the antioxidant properties, then it has actually alters the activity of catalase and also superoxide dismutase. Also, it collectively anticipated as a immunomodulatory, antioxidative, and anti-proliferative properties of the metformin. And these properties could be beneficial in particularly preventing cytokine storm, and also could be beneficial in COVID-19 induced complication point of view. Again, metformin is a regenerative agent for lung fibrosis. Of course, metformin can reverse the established lung fibrosis, so it has been suggested that it can be effective treatment for post-COVID pulmonary fibrosis, can be used in as an ancillary drug with use of other drugs, and metformin also can be beneficial as an adjuvant therapy in patients having acute, chronic, even during the recovery phase of COVID-19. This is a 2020. This is the proposed mechanism for possible therapeutic benefits of COVID-19 in the recently produced in the DRCP. So there is a possible mechanism of role of metformin in COVID-19 on neutrophils. Of course, we know that neutrophils are the first line of defense against various organisms, microbial, antimicrobial, fungals, and also viral infections. And metformin has been shown to reduce the neutrophil count in the PCO patients, also reduces the neutrophil to lymphocyte ratio among the diabetic patients. And also it has effect on particularly neutrophil gelatinase associated lipocalin, and also which is behaved as an acute phase reactant for neutrophils and also known to be elevated in the type 2 diabetic patients. So by reducing, also metformin has some sort of beneficial effect on the diabetic patients. So if we'll see the particulate air material and COVID-19, what are how the mechanisms links to particularly metformin. This is the, we know that this those who are having air pollution that leads to chronically inflamed lungs, and this chronically inflamed lungs is more prone to give access to particularly this SARS-CoV-19 virus. And as we have already discussed that if you are using metformin, if you are using particularly any sort of drugs which can reduce these cytokines, probably that gives some sort of benefit to the lungs itself. Also, it prevents the entry of the organism into the cell. So as we have discussed, probably metformin has some sort of beneficial effect on the interleukin 6. So by reducing interleukin 6, metformin itself prevents the entry of the virus into the cell. So this is a crack targeted activity of metformin. As already in the last slide I have already shown, here metformin blocks this particularly reactive oxygen species, crack, and interleukin 6. So ultimately, this prevents actually the inflammation in the lungs, and that is actually one of the biggest mechanism how the access of the coronavirus to the lungs is. And also the subsequent complications like thromboembolic complications and ARDS, which is classically typically found in severe coronavirus diseases, that will be significantly less once this interleukin 6 and also crack is reduced. So the role of metformin in the pulmonary disease and sepsis, if you see the metformin in sepsis and lung disease has been consistently show benefit in the human studies. There are meta-analysis of 5 observational studies which has shown that metformin use among the patients with diabetes prior to the hospital admission has a significant less mortality during sepsis compared to the non-users. And this is the study has shown the upper part, the proportion of tuberculosis disease without metformin, and this is the people who are with metformin. You can see there is a significant number of people having actually admitted to the hospital, and also the incidence of active tuberculosis is significantly less those who are using metformin in comparison to those who are non-metformin. So this is analysis of 17 observational studies that shows significant lesser incidence of active tuberculosis as well as mortality compared to non-users in patients of diabetes. So metformin is one of the drugs can be even if safely used among the tuberculosis patients. So there are studies on metformin in patients of diabetes with COVID-19. We are now accumulating evidences over last 1 year, and there are also few of the published studies which has clearly shown this. So this is one study which has shows association of blood glucose control and outcome in patients of COVID-19 with pre-existing type 2 diabetic patients. And they try to look after those who are patients receiving different type of anti-diabetic agents and what is the mortality and also survival possibility among those. They have found there is a significant higher portion of patients who are receiving metformin in the former group compared to the latter. So those who are having metformin, the survival is found to 39.2%, whereas those who are not metformin, it is 26.4%, which is found to be statistically significant. So here they try to find out among those total 500, those who are well controlled, you see almost out of this 32.8% people are on metformin, and among these almost 26% people are well controlled even if with metformin population. But you see whatever is sulfonylurea, DPP4 or insulin, the control is significantly less. So might be that their duration of diabetes will be less, but in the metformin group, this more number of people were controlled in comparison to use of multiple OHs. And it is having no harm with use of metformin. And this comparative analysis of well-controlled groups shows there is a significant reduction in all-cause mortality. Also, it gives benefit to the outcome that is attributed to good glycemic control, and there is no anticipated harm with use of metformin among those populations. This is another study in which actually the clinical characteristics and outcome of patients with diabetes and COVID-19 association of glucose-lowering medications. This tries to see what is happening, particularly the lungs imaging and the symptoms, and among the particularly this glucose-lowering and blood pressure-lowering medications were explored. You see what is happening to the interleukin-6. Those who are taking metformin, it is 4.07. And those who are not taking, here it is 11.1. That means those who are not on metformin, their interleukin-6 level is significantly high. Again, you see poor calcitonin level. Those who are using metformin is 0.06 versus 0.08. That is, those who are not taking metformin, their poor calcitonin level is also high, but it is not found to be statistically significant. And even if you will see the ESR among the metformin, it is 39 versus non-users, it is 48. So also ESR is showing a little bit better or less in metformin treated group in comparison to the non-treated group. So, but interleukin-6 among the metformin user versus non-user, you can see there is a significant difference there. And you try to see what is happening to the death. Among the hospital death, again, you can see the metformin users, it is 9.3% versus it is 19.5%. Those were not on the metformin, which is found to be significantly high. So a significant increase in the albumin level is also observed, those who are receiving metformin in comparison to non-users. Again, metformin in the special benefits seen in the women. This is one of the study in which actually they try to see the mortality among the particularly those who are having metformin users in separately male and female. What they found that metformin was significantly associated with reduced mortality in female and obese type 2 diabetic patients, but not in male. We will show this. And this observation is consistent with metformin reduction in TNF alpha in female over male. And they also suggest metformin conveys a protection of COVID-19 through TNF alpha effect. So you see this is the Kaplan-Meier curve for metformin use among the male patients. There is almost no difference. Both the curves are actually approaching each other or there is converging over each other. So there is no difference between male users. But if you see the female users, the survival is better with particularly among the metformin users, the red one, in comparison to the lower one, which is actually having no metformin use. And again, they try to separate it and they divide into two models, like a Cox proportion hazard model and another is propensity matched model. Even in both the models, it is among the female, metformin use has shown significantly less mortality, but in the male case, even if in both the models, whether it is Cox proportional hazard model or it is the propensity matched model, in both the cases, male, they don't show significant changes or significant improvement in the mortality. But in both the models, female has shown clear-cut improvement in the mortality or reduction in the mortality in both the cases. So metformin and the risk of mortality in patients of hospitalized with COVID-19, a retrospective cohort analysis that also shown clear-cut that cytokine reducing and sex-specific immunomodulator metformin has clearly reduced. And that is the thing I have shown that among the male versus female has clearly shown that part. So metformin was significantly associated with reduced mortality in female with obesity or type 2 diabetes who were admitted to the hospital for COVID-19. So these are the clearly shown that female are getting benefit from the metformin use. Again, metformin treatment was associated with decreased mortality in COVID-19 patients with diabetes with a retrospective analysis. Here, again, similarly, two groups were taken, metformin users versus non-users, and they have clearly shown that there is no significant difference in age, sex, and was there both the sexes were well matched. Laboratory parameters was well matched in both the groups. Also, the treatment of both the groups were also well matched with anti-diabetic drugs, statins, and antiviral drugs, antibacterial, other whatever the drugs were used separately. And there is found that there is significantly less hospital mortality in the metformin group in comparison to particularly the non-users. Again, the hospitalization time and in-hospital mortality also significantly less in comparison to the metformin group. So this multivariate analysis more than fourfold decrease in the hospital death in metformin in comparison to the non-metformin group. And this is one of the important study. This is Coronado study. Coronado is coronary disease and diabetes outcome study in which almost 1,317 patients were there. The study looked to the composite tracheal intubation and death as a primary outcome within 7 days of admission. And the Coronado studies has clearly shown that among all anti-diabetic agents, only metformin users prior to admission has a significantly lower rate of death. But there is a non-statistically trend of lower death was observed in metformin users. And this clearly hints that there is no harm of using metformin in patients of diabetes and COVID-19. So those who are on prior metformin users, they are getting significantly less death. But if we see the number of deaths or trends when we are using metformin during the hospital, there is no significant changes is there. And also it clearly hints there is no harm of using metformin during those purposes. So this is a new trials already has been registered. This is MedCovid. They try to see what is the patient outcome in metformin use for COVID-19. The purpose of trial is to see use of metformin in non-hospitalized adults, those who are having particularly coronavirus infection, improve the laboratory outcomes associated with COVID-19 severity, to prevent emergency department utilization of COVID-19, also to prevent COVID-19 disease progression. And this is the trial design is experimental in treatment arm and also treatment, there is treatment group. And the participants in the treatment arm of the trial are those who test positive for SARS infection at the time of screening. And in this arm, the group will receive metformin. And the expected study started is actually in November 2020, and the complete is expected to complete in September 2021. And then we can have a clear-cut idea whether metformin is giving benefit or not. So coming to my last part, that metformin is has complex mechanisms of action involving multiple mechanisms that helps in reducing the risk of severe COVID-19 infections. Beyond blood glucose control, it has antiviral, anti-inflammatory, immunomodulatory, antioxidants. It benefits against pulmonary disease. Also, it controls the blood glucose level. So there is no negative safety indications of metformin use among those groups. Hence, there is no reason to stop metformin therapy during COVID infections in mild to moderate stages. Of course, those who are severe cases, those who are on ventilator, of course, no OH is allowed in those groups. So optimal management of glucose level, the immune modulating properties of metformin may result in the beneficial effects in the patient's outcome among the SARS-CoV patients. Thank you.